Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kharak Cup number 8. We're going to continue our coverage of round 4 here. Going to be between Tarnarmour and YoloSwaggins. Map, of course, still being the Boneyard, and it's going to be a CVG if I remember correctly. We'll just have to wait and see when the thing, loads though. Always, of course, important to note that YoloSwaggins does not know what faction his opponent is playing, so that's a little bit of an advantage to Tarnarmour in the early game. But YOLO, I think, is going to go for his same build that he always does, which is going to be two salvagers onto the RUs, LAV fabrication, and then start making LAVs. He might go for 2 on Cs before that. I can't totally remember how it goes. I'd like to note, by the way, if you make a salvager and click on LAV fabrication at the same time as Coalition, you can't make a second salvager unless you quick drop, in which case you can. So it's possible to get this a little bit faster and not lose anything, but... And in fact, in that case, I guess that would be better for you, right? But it's kind of a small deal, and you usually aren't going to make the LAVs for him anyway until after this second guy is finished anyway, so... I don't think for YoloSwaggins it's actually something he needs to do, but if you want to start making LAVs as fast as possible, you do have to do a quick drop to get the second salvager out in time. And probably to make the LAV too, but I'm not sure about that. Tarnarmour going to be moving out with the base runner and the production cruiser, takes out this probe easy, but YoloSwaggins did see what he needed to see, and you can tell that because he did give it another move order there. Yep, Tarnarmour is going to be pushing aggressively in the beginning here. Now he's making LAV, so he's going to be fine with this. He knows his opponent is Galzian now too. And I think this plays pretty nicely actually into YOLO's general strategy. For instance, if you're playing against Garmulator, right, you never do this kind of stuff because he's gonna kill you with those LAVs. His micro is so good and the LAVs are just superior. YOLO's micro not quite at that same level, but it's still quite decent. So I think he ought to... I think Tarnarmour ought not to do this kind of thing against him, but we'll have to see how it goes. I haven't grouped this carrier yet. And actually, because they were... never mind. I was gonna say, like, because they were attacking the scanner there, the Sandskeevers were able to close the distance, but not quite, actually. They were still far enough away that they didn't get any shots off. But Tarnarmour's definitely where he wants to be, which is right next to this rock here. YOLO's carrier gonna try to kill itself there. It's pretty fun to see. But yeah, really YOLO, I think, wants to use this flank here to get, like, the range. Oh, but he's not... He's pretty close now. The Tarnarmour not quite close enough to be getting a hit off of all of those. Probably base runner heal could have been used right there. But a turret is set up for YoloSwaggins. Tarnarmour says, that's all I wanted, I'm gonna leave now. And him being the one leaving, he's gonna have the advantage of, setting up where the fight takes place if YOLO chooses to chase him. So it's probably a wise move that he doesn't here. Especially because the base runner is behind the Sandskeevers, that's where he can use, of course, that base runner heal ability. Things could get a little sticky for YOLO if he's not careful here. You know what I ought to do sometime, actually, is I ought to just, like, hop into a game with Garmulator and just, like, play the early game with, like, Sandskeevers in this position against LAVs and just do that, like, over and over again. And then just, like, we end the game right after this stage, just to, like, practice our micro. That'd be a lot of fun. Well, actually, it wouldn't be very fun, but it would be very helpful. Support Cruiser's on the way for YoloSwaggins. It's going to be pretty quick to that one, but Refiner Mode also on the way for Tarnarmour. I think that means Tarnarmour's economy slightly better in this position, but it's going to be pretty close. One extraction going to go down for him as well, that base runner. Going to try to do some of those turret shenanigans that YOLO's so known for. Listen to those things go, man. They're cool. Whoa, what kind of spin was that? Looked like he was gonna flip over the handlebars there. Oh, handlebars? This isn't a bike. Oh, Catharsis wants me to play DOK. You know what? That would be really fun, but I'm busy. Well, as we expected, it's going to be LAV right into Railgun for YOLO. He's got an armor 1 on those LAVs. Has Tarnarmour got any upgrades there? Oh, he's got armor 2, actually. That's pretty nice. And look at this net of vision here. Like, nothing is going to get past him. Except, comically, for the one unit that actually is going past him, which is this base runner. It's not going to be scouted till it's, like, right there, which is pretty close. Oh, and then that's going to... Oh, man, that's just annoying. And the salvager leaves, too. It's like, oh, it's like it's been set up by God or something. Well, base runner is in position to do the healing here. I would actually run into it and use the healing in this position. Because Tarnarmour knows he's got high ground there. But he doesn't have Sandskimmer raiding yet, so that does make things a little difficult. But, has he got the upgrade advantage? Yeah, no, he doesn't. But he does have the high ground, that's for sure. Base runner healing still available. That would be very helpful in this particular fight here. Something blew up. This one, right? Artifact's gonna get extracted by Tarnarmour there. And that turret is in position. Super annoying turret over there. Gonna have to get weeded out by something, and it's not always easy to, but Tarnarmour looks like he's got refinery mode. And so he's just gonna move out and weed it out with his carrier. And I think actually in this case getting Power Reserve 1 would be good, just so that you can get that 3 speed. Just get there faster, because you want to get onto your third base, of course, as fast as you can. But that's a good placement of a turret right there, because it really slows Tarnarmour down quite a bit, actually. Railgun fabrication coming out for him now. And he's only just now picked a tech. That's actually crazy. I didn't even realize how long it had been. He's not being able to push these LAVs at all, and he is kind of getting slowly pushed further and further back there. But that base runner, oh man. That base runner incredibly exposed right now. Just Tarnarmour unfortunately didn't know. No, wait, he does. Yeah, he can see it. Yes, he's gonna move in there now. 15 Sandskimmers, and they're entirely unopposed here. Tarnarmour's not careful here. He could lose the salvager. He doesn't want that guy to be in there. Yeah, salvager is gonna go down. That's a pretty sad loss. So that artifact gets snapped away immediately. And that's a good pickup there for Tarnarmour. And he'll be on 3 bases pretty soon. YOLO, meanwhile, already could be. He's got that support cruiser out already. But he's actually going to mobilize the carrier. No, he is going to go back. See, I think he ought to just move there, but we'll see what he chooses to do in the end. And Tarnarmour now going for assault ship fabrication. That's interesting. I doubt he wants it for... Well, maybe he does. There's a lot of Sandskimmers here after all. Or LAVs here after all. Tarnarmour's told me many times he doesn't like the Boneyard because of how easy it is for units to like split up like that, you know what I mean? And it's really true. It makes a huge difference in those fights if your units are split. And they do it a lot. But Tarnarmour definitely has the upgrade advantage now on these Sandskimmers. Now, that doesn't mean he can just kind of click on his enemy and beat him. Those LAVs with their superior range, they're really, really hard hard to just get like an angle on. But he does have that advantage, so that is something that's going for him, definitely. And his carrier is also ready to be mobilized because he got onto that third base with only production cruisers. So he can move his carrier about as well. And beginning to make some railguns. I like how he's only gone for 1 heavy because he hasn't seen any armored units just yet, so he'll be ready when they come out, but he's not over-investing into that. That's good. And you can see what I mean now. Like, look how hard it is for these Sandskimmers to close the gap, especially with the boost having, like, no cooldown practically. Sandskimmers do run into the turrets. They're going to have to back away, but they take a couple of kills. And I'm not sure who won that fight, but I think it was pretty much even. So, railgun armor coming out for Tarnarmour. Big fan of that, am I? And also missile ship fabrication. He doesn't want to get air switched or anything like that. Fighting under the support cruiser, I gotta think the coalition player's a bit of an advantage here, but salvagers could definitely get taken out. And it looks like that is what's going to happen here. One salvager taken out there, he might want to stay for more, he might want to back away. He's going to stay for more and actually get some good trades on those LAVs. Now the carrier coming in here to support, but this is going very well for him now. Yeah, that was very good. Oh, and he's going to get the logistics module too, look at that. Excellent. I mean, that's a big deal, you know, YOLO is pop cap now. At this point, I would say any trades that Tarnarmour can take with him are good for him. Especially with the upgrade advantage, yeah, you should move in here, I think. Yeah, because see, not all of his units are attacking here. That's pretty unfortunate. So he's going to take a lot of losses on the way out, but still doing fine, I think. 3 heavy railguns now out for him, 2 assault railguns, and YOLO beginning to make some railguns of his own. But now this is looking a little dangerous for Tarnarmour. Yeah, he doesn't have any... He doesn't seem to have any units here. I'm not sure... Not sure really what happened there. I mean, he just took out a logistics module, so that should kind of be like the opposite problem, you know? That should be what was happening with YOLO. But there were just no sand skimmers to back any of this up, and now suddenly YOLO coming into the back line here, probably going to take out a production cruiser. This guy can move over the hill, that would be good. Yeah, he's not even going to move it. So that is going to go down. There's a missile ship though, a barrage right here could be really good. There's the barrage. Yeah, barrage is not bad. Doesn't get too much value though. And suddenly that looked from Tarnarmour's winning to Tarnarmour's losing, doesn't it? In fact, a lot of railguns getting popped out here now, and Tarnarmour's carrier a little bit exposed. Power 3 is in the speed though, he'll be able to get out of here, but he might take a lot of damage, and that'll cost him some costly repairs, you know, I mean, not actually in cost, but in time. And there's only 3 heavies here, so yeah, very suddenly that just didn't look very good. I think it was probably a case that he was like too focused on the micro over here and didn't like make any units back, but he definitely had won that engagement with the support cruiser. Look at those units splitting themselves up again, it's so annoying. But Tarnarmour has pulled off kind of the entire army of his opponent here, and this is definitely a place that he wants to attack, and he sees it, so he's moving in there, and that's very good, I think. Power Reserve 2, meanwhile, is out here, and it's not so easy as just clicking on his opponent is for YoloSwaggins, because there are 2 missile ships here, and we know how much that can do. Tarnarmour could probably pick off the support cruiser here, but it may be better to go for the LAVs. I didn't see what happened over here. It looks like the railguns really just got wrecked. Yeah, good salvager kills going on here, but I think he's going to lose his whole force, and that's really not what he needs right now. As YOLO definitely in his base here. There's a possibility, I guess, Tarnarmour could like try to flip around, but I don't think he's really fast enough for that. Except, no, look at this, he actually has killed off all these strike crafts, so he's going to get a support cruiser kill as well here for sure. Okay, so this is actually maybe doable. I'm pretty sure you can get out this way, can't you? Yeah, you can get out this way. I'm just saying that because he came very close to the railguns, and I think if YOLO had really targeted him a bit better, he maybe could have even killed him off right there, but it's hard to say, I guess. Assault railgun's still actually not targeting the support cruiser, which is a bit annoying, but... Oh, you can tell he right-clicked on it there because he just moved right next to it. But yeah, it's always good to get in the habit of control clicking, I think, is probably better, because then you won't have that kind of stuff happen. And look at that, sand skimmers are on top of the railguns here. That's actually pretty good, and these guys are fully upgraded, but they're not focus firing, which is a little sad. But yeah, definitely all the eco getting taken out here for Tarnarmour, but he's reproducing a production cruiser right here. He's moving right into his opponent's base, which is pretty funny to see. And that could actually honestly work out for him, especially if he takes out all these logistics modules, which are kind of important, you know, to this type of scenario. That's one of the reasons why Coalition is not very good at base trading. Now, of course, we know when we watch Garmulator play, the main protection for his railguns is this carrier, and it looks like YOLO doing a pretty good job with that of its own. Not too many railguns getting taken out there, but definitely is going to slow him down a bit. He's going to choose to back right back into it, not going to rebuild his economy here, and I think that's wise because of that logistics module problem. But wouldn't that be amazing to see a game where, like, at this point YOLO, like, throws down a logistics module, builds a support cruiser and a bunch of salvagers, and then starts, like, mining off of here? That'd be really fun to see. Tarnarmour, by the way, with 3 extractions, which is pretty relevant. But I don't see him getting map control for a while now, so that may never come into play, but if Yolo just had a couple less railguns, I feel like this could be doable. Yeah, Tarnarmour trying to position so he can take out the sport cruiser, but he sees that army coming in now. He can't fight with him just yet. I mean, he's really got no units at all, right? Yeah, I don't think it's going to work for Tarnarmour. If he had been able to take YOLO off of this 3rd base right here, I think it could maybe have been done. And he's going to run in there with the carrier that's very powered up. And the hope here is if I can kill off your railguns and leave, I didn't actually take any damage, but I think he will get killed here. Absolute chaos, though. The players have almost flipped positions now, which is always really fun to see. Probably wants to take 1 out of the speed and put it... Yep, there you go. I would even put 2 in power here, because 1 range is enough to get all these guys. But yeah, it's not really going to matter. I mean, his carrier is indeed going to go down here. So well played the YoloSwaggins, but I really feel like Tarnarmour could have taken this one if he had... oh, look, an artifact even just got extracted. I really feel Tarnarmour could have taken this one if, like, during this time as he ran back, if he had stayed and fought. The reason is that your opponent is actually in negative logistics. He can't rebuild his army very well. And so if you can be building the whole time, which he didn't build any units right then, and if you can be trading with your opponent, which he didn't really do over here, you can really get ahead that way. That's like the danger when your logistics modules are getting attacked. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see that. But, you know, that's just how it goes. YoloSwaggins and Tarnarmour, however, are both going to go into the elimination bracket, but that means that YoloSwaggins should have an easier time at it. Of course, that means he's going to have, you know, a lower seeding number, which is good. So, hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on to the final game from round 4, shall we?